Hello everybody, and welcome back to my studio, and welcome back to another Inktober illustration. This illustration is in a completely new, different style. I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos, art videos, to get me inspired for Inktober, because I have been in a little bit of a creative rut, coming up with ideas and things to illustrate for Inktober. And I came across the artist Kasey Golden on YouTube, and if you're familiar with her, you'll know her style is vastly different from mine. It's very modern, very angular, very graphic, and it's so clean. And I just totally fell in love with it, and I wanted to try it out. And it's so different than mine. It was really hard for me to do because I'm just not used to doing straight lines. My lines, even in my finalized illustrations, are very, I don't want to say sketchy, because they're definitely solid lines, but they're less rigid. They have more texture to them and more imperfections, and that just kind of adds to the texture of the piece overall. But I do really love this very clean style that Kasey Golden has. She uses a lot of shapes in her artwork. A lot of her elements of her illustrations are very much shape-based. So I tried to do that, like the heads were circles with other shapes on them, or the girl's head, for example, was like her jaw was like a quarter of a circle, and it was very much not just like vaguely, a jaw is vaguely, has an angle to it or whatever. It kind of looks like a triangle. I was like, no, her jaw is like a semicircle, and his jaw is a very rigid angle. So it was very fun to do that, but it was really hard to keep this piece clean and symmetrical. My Techliner started losing ink partway through before I had added any weight to the lines, and that became a problem. So I ended up going back over with my dip pen and ink, my Speedball India ink mixed with Higgins India fountain ink, and my lines lost some of their cleanness, their rigidity, but I was able to add some weight to them, so I think it was a fair compromise. I'd rather in the future try this style again and have some backup pens, like some microns or something, but I just didn't have anything, so I went with a dip pen and ink, which is kind of my go-to for line work. And I do like the way it looks overall. I just wish that I was able to go back and add weight with a more solid nib, something that didn't have the potential to change weight kind of like mid-stroke, unless I wanted it to, I guess. But I think it turned out fine. Something I also struggle with a lot, but I love to see in illustrations, is very like solid shadows, which you'll see me add in later, which I do with my Pentel brush pen. I just add some shadows that are very just solid, clean lined shadows, and that gives me kind of a little bit of anxiety when I do that, because it's like there's no going back. It's not like you can make it look lighter to the rest of it by adding more lines somewhere else when you're cross-hatching or something. It doesn't work like that. It's like you're committing to this area being in complete shadow. And I think I did a pretty good job, but I could have been a little bit braver. I think I would have liked to add a little bit of shading on, their underneath their jaw lines, or in their hair or something, or in at least the girl's hair, but I don't know, I wasn't brave enough. It was my first time trying a technique like that, and overall, I am very pleased with this piece, but I would like to try it over again, because again, this was just kind of an experiment in a new style, inspired by one of my new favorite YouTubers. If you haven't heard of Kasey Golden, I highly recommend her. She's really funny in her commentary, and her art is spectacular, and it's really satisfying to watch because it's just so clean and everything. So go check her out, Kasey Golden on YouTube. Alright, that's it for me, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys again for my next video for Inktober. Good luck with your Inktober creations, and as always, keep on creating. Bye, everybody.